Yo, welcome everybody. Welcome to episode 21 of the Slabbed podcast, where the grades matter and there are no rules. Got to jump right into the oak corner. We're gonna call it for the foreseeable future because this guy just dominates the spicy topics every week. I'm about had it with this guy. So, Oak, how you doing, man? Doing good?
Fantastic. I've been a very busy weekend, long holiday weekend. I was off for the past few days, so that was fun. We're getting ready, packing for moving, like I was talking about last week, and should get the stuff rock and rolling tomorrow. It's tomorrow's game day, so very exciting. Excited to get a new setup, get ready, get some lighting, get going with everything. What about you? How you doing?
Pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. Glad to hear. I just right before we click live, you're just made a huge sale on eBay. So I'm glad you're. That's hilarious, though. Punished, bro.
Punished.
No, I'm doing good. Just keeping up with all my schooling going on and juggling it all. Juggling my job, my 9 to 5, Pokemon. It sits there in the background. But it's constant. So, not just Pokemon. It's a lot of video games. I've been selling a few of my video games that were extras.
Okay.
And learning how to ship those efficiently has been pretty cool. Being able to do all that. So it's
graded or just
only graded. Okay. Yeah. I don't like raw things, man. It's tough to. I don't want people complaining about it. I did it way too much. I'm getting out of that game. So even though I would like to sell a bunch of my raw stuff because I got tons of it, but I got tons of it. So, but
yeah,
I don't like complainers at all.
There's plenty of them. Yeah, there's plenty of them for sure.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's funny. You're just talking about. I was just saying. I literally just made a sale right before I clicked the button, start recording. And it was a cheap item, a $5 item, and I forgot to put shipping in there. So for some reason, I selected free shipping instead of setting the shipping up. So the shipping is more expensive than what I made on the item. So I basically paid this person to let me ship them an item, which I don't feel fantastic about. But it's what you live and learn on those silly rushing around mistakes, right?
You could do what all the Japanese sellers and just cancel the sale.
Yeah.
Well, that's for a later story. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
I think we had a little discussion about that on Pokeflips, right? Weren't they talking about that with someone a few weeks back, talking about whether they would cancel or send it, take the loss or whatever? I mean, I'm tempted to send it, but I don't know. I feel dumb. That was a real dumb, silly mistake. And I was like, chin. Oh my God, how did this thing sell it was sold within like 7 minutes. Oh, well, there you go, because they got the steal of the century. I already undercut the lowest listed by like 30% plus free shipping. I mean, it was just ridiculous. So, yeah, my bad, but you live and learn.
That's the way it goes. You got to learn somehow, right?
Yep. Learn from my mistakes, people. Listen up.
I'm sure you won't do it again. I'm sure you'll definitely be double checking the shipping price going forward. So
absolutely. Yep.
But yeah, man, you had won the spicy topic again, probably the 7th time in a effing row.
I did.
Yeah, and it was not even. I don't get it anymore. So yeah, from now on, I'm just not going to enter. It's just going to be the Professor Oak spicy comment of the day is now going to be the topic of this bullshit because y'all are some savages. So I'm just not spicy enough. It's just what it is. I'm just dull. I'm a dull potato. So let's hear it, man.
Maybe what it is they want me to come up with the idea, but they want you to talk about it. Maybe that's what it is because you're good at talking about stuff. So I'll give you that.
I don't know about that.
So yeah, I mean, the topic was pre-grading ain't that hard, and I went through my past submissions, and I have a bit of a conspiracy theory, a good one, I think, in our favor anyway, a good one.
Yeah.
So I looked at all my old submissions, and essentially, honestly, I got pretty much mostly 10s on everything that wasn't PC stuff, and anything that I wanted to sell, I pretty much got 10s on, and a lot of the PC stuff too. But I just had like a really high rate, and I realized a bunch of the nicer stuff that I was wanting to sell, I submitted at a higher tier, not bulk, because it was higher value or because I wanted it faster or whatever. And every item I've ever sent above bulk tier has had a 10. I checked my history. I went through all the orders, clicked through, looked at all the items.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so how? Like, how is every single item above bulk hit a 10? Like that, surely that's not just luck. I feel like there's something to be said there. Maybe they're giving you like preferential treatment because you're spending more on like the I don't know, a better grade or I don't know what it is, but maybe it's the pre-grading because it's a nicer, more expensive service. Maybe I'm spending more time pre-grading. Honestly, I really meant that comment. Like I know it's a little bit spicy, but I really don't think it's that difficult to pre-grade. I think the time for a lot of people where they're hitting bad grades, I just don't think they care that much about it. They're not.
Yeah.
It's not something that like they know is going to sell for really good money and crazy, and they absolutely have to have that 10. If you're really that critical that it has to be a 10, you need to be pre-grading it, spending enough time on it to make sure it is that 10, which I do. I spend a lot of time on it, but I'm not knocking out hundreds of weeks. I'm not Echo. I'm not selling hundreds and whatnot every week, so I don't need to spend. I don't need to like not spend that time doing it all the time. So I do. I mean, it's my hobby. You know, I make a bit of money here and there, and it's something that I kind of enjoy trying to figure out and questioning myself, pretending I'm a grader almost. Like, is the centering good? Is this? Is that? Shine it in different lights, different color lights. Even I even change the color. I'm pretty like analytical with it, and I've had good success. But I'm really curious with you on the higher grading services, what your returns have been like in terms of the grade that they've got. I know some of your bulk stuff you've had like a mix of grades all over the place.
Yeah.
Mine, the bulk, I've had a few mixed ones, especially the PC stuff. I've had some mixed stuff. But like, where are you at with that? What are your thoughts based on what I was saying there?
I'm pretty sure I'm very similar.
Yeah.
To being almost perfect. I know the recent I did 4 cards are $75 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
It was 50-50, 2 9s, 2 10s, I believe it was. And it might
Still a 9 though. I mean, it's mint.
Yeah. There were cards from 2002 also. They're old. And yeah, I think it was one of them was like a shifted cut, slightly shifted cut centering.
Mm-hmm.
So the centering was like perfect, but it was just shifted slightly.
Yeah,
it can't be perfect if it's shifted, but you know what I mean. Like it was in the middle, shifted. So maybe I slightly overlooked that, but yeah, I think you're onto something for sure. I think you get a bunch of people that are making $12 an hour, grading cards at a ultimate rapid pace. When you're dealing with the bulk tier, when you up pay to grade your more expensive items, generally is when you're doing that. You are getting a more experienced grader. It's not going in the same hands. It's definitely somebody else that's grading it. PSA wants to take more care. I don't know how much more time is being spent because I know they're still pumping these boys through, but it's somebody with more experience for sure. You don't have little Johnny who's been working there, making $12 an hour grading Mickey Mantles and first edition base set Charizards and all this other stuff. CGC is the same way. They have their expert grader that deals in the more popular cards, a little bit like the stuff we're about to talk about here in a minute. But I think, I don't know. It's really interesting. Like pre-grading ain't that hard. it isn't. Like if I look at the card, it's Japanese. Of course, it's going to get a PSA 10, but that makes it really effing simple. People, come on, focus.
Feel great.
But yeah, obviously kidding a little bit. It's got to have a new back, so it's got to be Japanese and a new back, and they'll probably get a 10. But yeah, I think a lot of people do overthink it. Like us people, we're literally average Joes. Anybody could be doing what we're doing, grading these cards. I'm not grading millions of cards a year. I'm grading maybe 1,000 would be high for me in a year. That's high. I don't think I'm going over 1,000.
I'm less than that probably.
Yeah, so I had my 500 card submission, but I pre-graded all of them. I don't, but like you said, I don't do Echo based collectibles numbers or even probably old school or Dan Catch 'em all collectibles numbers in gradings where I'm actually looking at each card. I care probably a little bit more about getting a 10, just like a slight care more, but they're wanting inventory, wanting to get this thing going. You need another thing to sell, stuff like that. So, and there's going to be margin. If the thing hits a 9, they're still going to get their margin. They've done that math probably. Whereas I'm like, I don't want a freaking 9. I want 10s. And then I got a 500 card submission back and it's like 4% 10s and it feels great. So that was bulk tier. I got bent hard, so I'm just still salty about that. But I say pre-grading is not that hard, but apparently I don't know how to effing pre-grade. So here we are.
But
I guess I'm an idiot.
You sent 500, right? There's no way you could have sat for that amount of cards. If you'd have broken that down into 50 card submissions and done one a week and spent 50 time pre-grading 50 cards each week, you probably would have taken some out or known what you were going into, even knowing that's probably an 8 or a 9. It's just the self-education part. You probably weren't sending those 500 going, these are all exactly perfect 10s to me. Like these are all pre-grade and I know these are definitely all 10s. That's the stuff I am sending. I'm really trying to send stuff that I'm looking at and I'm like, I know for sure this is going to get a 10. And I have made some mistakes. Trust me, like there is some stuff. And my PC stuff, I don't care what it is because it's PC when it's been gifts from people and stuff. I.e. this one from Tennis Wolf. Shout out Tennis Wolf, Pokémon Communications Lab. Like anything, basically like this for me, I don't care the grade because it's for me anyway, honestly. What I do really want is to spend that time pre-grade. You check that it's in the middle, right? That's you don't need that fancy measuring device or whatever. Is the edges straight? Is there any damage on the edges? Is there any dents? Is there any whitening on the back? Is there any whitening on the front? Is there any color misprint stuff? I could probably pre-grade one in 30 seconds. Like it's not a long time, but you just need that one little mistake. And it throws you off. And if you do it a few times, you're all over the place. My first submission, I definitely was more optimistic and less critical. My first one back, like, I don't know, a few years back now. It's been a little while. I got some rough ones in there, but also like I don't really care about the grades because they were for me anyway. I've still got them in a box. They're still pretty much all mine from when I was a kid. So it's more the sentimental value and preservation side of stuff for it. But I want to know from you guys. I didn't see many comments about that, even though it got a bunch of thumbs up for it to win the competition. I didn't see a lot of responses to pre-grading, like what you guys' thoughts are. Are you spending a lot of time on it? Like, are you rushing it? Are you sending volume out? Are you just trying to get a random percentage? You're trying to get all 10s. What is it you're trying to do? I think it also depends on the grading company because I was more so referring to PSA. That's where I have most experience. CGC and BGS, very different story for pre-grading. Like if I'm going to send to them, I'm looking for immaculate. I'm looking for bolted on buns. Like those things have to be perfect. So, they're very different to PSA. PSA does have that slight slight little bit of leeway if you do make a tiny mistake. But yeah, you got a spicy topic for this week?
Yeah, so I do, and I'm also going to do a giveaway because it's been a while. So everybody that drops a spicy comment down below will be entered in for a giveaway. Give it away, PSA 9 vintage Pokemon slab at the end of the next video. So just drop your spicy comment down below, and hopefully you get enough upvotes, and we talk about your topic at the beginning of the next episode. So yeah, my spicy topic for the next episode, honestly, college education is a bag. Omit, do not pass go, do not collect $200.
Want to talk? Okay, I'll do mine. I don't think any of you collector boys sell enough. Need to sell more. There we go.
And this has been an episode of Oak's Corner. On to the next segment.
God. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, y'all. I want to talk to you about the Pokemon test play cards that they popped up not too long ago. I think we talked about it in an earlier episode in Slabbed podcast, and I had shown, I think, a screenshot of them as they sat in a binder, linked the Instagram so people could go see the Instagram post showing them in the binder. Now they've found their way graded by CGC grading, CGC trading cards, which is pretty, of course. And let me show my screen here and just show you guys what is going on. And they're freaking gorgeous. Basically, these are the three cards: 7.5, 7.5, 5.5. Grades don't matter, but basically just wanted to show these. These were original test play cards. So these are played conditions, shuffled into a deck, trying out the different attributes, the different attack, the damages, all that different stuff. And seeing them encapsulated is got probably a bunch of different people in the fields of should this even exist inside of plastic? Should these ever be graded? I know it looks like right here, even Pichu collectors, not the hugest fan of these being encapsulated by CGC. What are your thoughts on just grading these pieces of history? I feel like
I can't see what Pichu is saying.
It's a little blurry, yeah.
Do you want to debrief us real quick on like what people are saying in the comments?
Yeah, so it's mainly a lot of people liking it, but Pichu Collector had said, I'm probably going to be very much alone when I say this, but I really don't like that these cards have surfaced or that a grading company has authenticated them. Sums it up.
I think my thing with this kind of stuff is that they're not Pokemon cards, right? They're not set cards. They're not promos. They're Pokemon created tools, materials, or whatever. You know, it's like something a little separated away. But we've also got Bandai Cardas. That's not really a Pokemon card. There's a card with Pokemon in it, but it's not a Pokemon card. It's not in the game or whatever. It's just like an artwork on a piece of plasticky paper stuff. And we have stickers, and we have authenticated tickets that you don't even know if the person went to that show or anything. They could have just bought it or whatever. Like there's just a million different collectibles out there that like aren't actually truly what the thing is, you know? I think this is a good example of something connected to an IP that tells a story. I mean, it's fun. It's exciting. Like I think it's a good thing. Honestly, I was like, I was not surprised it was CGC that graded on because I think that makes the most sense for CGC to grade on and for them to be the ones that own this kind of thing because they love doing these nuanced, you know, these little niche things. They're not Pokemon cards, so even though they're looking like that, you know, look a little bit Pokemon card-esque, they're not. Like people just need to understand the context behind what they are. I think honestly, I think it's cool. If there's a Pikachu one, damn it, I would love it. I would love to have one of those. I think it's really cool.
Yeah,
What
I'm
about
the same exact way
yeah,
for if a Zapdos existed. I would love to have one of the
yeah,
original playtest Zapdos cards. I don't care if it's written on a napkin. Just knowing in the provenance, like from this old of a thing, is really cool. Obviously, we had seen the reprinted Chansey in the
hmm
um. So there is earlier versions of cards somewhere in existence,
yeah,
probably. This obviously came out. It says 1996. The gentleman Nito says the person who had these graded. This came out in March of 1996. So the same year that base set came out for Japanese, the same exact year. So a lot. They went a long way in 1 year, going from these playtest cards to having some of the final versions. Is really cool to see. I definitely I don't think these belong in a binder. I'm glad they're encapsulated. It's stored. It's not. We're gonna have these in 100 years probably because they're not gonna probably end up in a landfill now. Like I don't think they ever would have, but it's kind of nice getting it out there. I want to see this type of stuff. It's really cool. I don't want it to be kind of hidden mystery. That's bull crap.
when Jake Pokenomics has mentioned before, talking about doing like maybe a collectibles museum or something like that, maybe focusing on Pokemon or whatever. It isn't a lot
Yep.
of stuff like we are too, but this is something that I really envision being displayed and appreciated by people like for forever because like nothing gets more unique and original than this. Nothing. I don't give
100%.
me whatever old talk comes up and sells for $3,000, like whatever. That means literally nothing compared to this to me. This is the root of everything that we've built on since.
Yep.
This should be a display piece somewhere with a written explanation of what it is, what it means, where it came from, the story of how it got into these slabs. Like people, not just me, not just you, a lot of people would really like to observe that, see it in person, and read about that and learn about it. It's fascinating, very, very fascinating. I'm sure a lot of people listening probably agree too. If you don't, I want to know why,
Yeah.
because I think it's
Same.
pretty cool. A Pichu collector, I think that's a very odd comment, honestly. I think it's odd.
Yeah. There's more to it. So obviously, go check it out. It's on QWA Chansey's Instagram. Shout out to him. Nice post. I know Nito had sent the pictures to him according to his post, so he was told he could share these. Really cool. But yeah, go check it out. Really, a lot of awesome comments and really cool piece of history there for us to go see.
Yeah, I think what's probably important is for just see obviously to trust that CGC is doing provenance checking, right?
Yeah,
They're just checking the facts and making sure everything's good and not untoward.
exactly. No, yeah, they and CGC posted a video talking about it. They're like, yeah, as Matt said from CGC, he's like, no stone was left unturned. Like we dug into this. We made sure this was like an actual thing. We talked to actual people who had produced them or had them, and yeah, so it's really cool, really cool.
That must have been a cool experience for them.
Oh
Just
God,
talk to those kind of people.
yep, digging through the past, and yep, now he's got all of that sourced, and now he can go buy it himself, right?
You
Be
said
pretty
it.
cool. Now he knows. Now he knows the source, so he's got the plug.
The source, not just the source. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
I see what you
really
did
cool.
there. Unigaba. I thought it couldn't get any worse after seeing that Unigaba Pikachu. And it did. They did evolutions too.
Did you try? So those of you that don't
No,
know,
no.
if you want to, if you could explain, I guess, real quick what it is
Yeah,
for those of you
I'll do a
who don't
briefing on
know.
it. So essentially, an artist called Unigaba did a Pikachu artwork a little while ago. Did a nice little Japanese promo, and has since done recently a EV and Evolution version of it. Very simple, plain. I'm not going to use bad words, but not my favorite type of artwork. And people are going crazy for it because it's unique. I mean, that's really the heart of it.
Take my
You got this
share right there. There it is.
There you go. I don't know if you can zoom in at all
Nope.
on like one of them. No. Okay. So yeah. There you go. That's better. So as you can see, it's basically like a commissioned version of a promo. Unigava's doing the evolution. So we've got Jolteon right here, and yeah, people are going nuts. A lot of the pre-order type orders that were happening when they started rolling out were at a pretty moderate price. I think they're like $5 a pack or something, $6 a pack, and then I think sellers quickly realized how quickly they were selling, and boom, prices just skyrocketed. So I think they're currently in the 20s or something for a card. I'm not even sure where they're at right now. I know they jumped up quite a bit. I don't love it. I don't love the situation. I don't love the cards. I don't love the artwork. I don't love any of it. I feel gross about the whole thing. But stonks. I mean, people are making money from it. So, I mean, it seems to be the root of everything going on with this card. Honestly, it's just money. So, what's your thoughts on it? Hopefully not as negative as mine.
So did you buy it? Did
No.
you try to?
Not even close.
No?
Nope. Mm-mm.
So for me, I've never been one to buy. I've never bought Japanese promos to profit money. Ever. Those Japanese promos being like modern, I've never bought in bulk Japanese modern anything to try and make money. This time I was like, all right, I'll buy 70 packs.
Yep.
So I went on eBay. I didn't go on Buy or any other program platform because I don't like getting scammed. And I feel like I get the most buyer protection off of eBay. So went on eBay, I paid $10 a pack. Not cheap. It was cheaper in other sites at the time. So yeah, I'll drop. It was like 700 something bucks after taxes or whatever. I was like, damn, all right. So we're gonna take this chance. I didn't think I was stealing from them by any means. I'm like, this is pretty nice. Like, I'll get these in whatever, a couple weeks, however long it takes to ship from Japan. And fast forward 5 days, I'm like, hey, dude, haven't shipped yet. What's going on? And the dude responds almost instantly saying, hey, we're going to cancel the order. I'm like, no, you're not. Like, why are you canceling the order? And he's like, I'm just going to cancel the order. And finds out he's already got it relisted on his eBay page for 3x the price I paid 5 days ago. So that feels kind of dirty. So I had to report that or that seller. And he had like almost 10,000 feedback. I'm like, dude, you really just you're gonna cancel a sale because the price gone up that quick? Like, it's not like it was a million, like even $1,000. Like, he might have made maybe another $700. He could have doubled his money, but it's crazy. $700 is it's that life or death, and it's
gross.
It doesn't feel right. I know tons of other people that had this issue with Japanese sellers canceling orders. It doesn't feel good. Obviously, Pokemon's freaking insane right now in Japan, so you should know based on that, like, what's capable of happening. And it does not feel good. I am not a fan of this. I don't know if it makes me not want to buy again from Japanese sellers because it's freaking grimy. I don't know. It just gives me a really bad taste in my mouth for that coming from those sellers. Haven't had problems in the past purchasing off eBay. When it's a one-off item or a slab or something like that, no problem. But the one time I buy modern, it's from the gentleman that just cancels the order. It just feels like shit, to be honest.
I've got like a dark cloud over my head about this whole Unigava promo set. Like literally the whole thing is just nothing but negative for me. I just think the whole thing is gross. It's overpriced. The art's terrible. The people selling them in Japan are absolute dingbats and screwing everybody over, just trying to milk as much money as possible. People are buying into the FOMO. It's just causing like stress and like craziness. It's just bad. Like the whole thing just sucks. It's gross. So yeah, I don't have anything good to say about it. I'm sure people in the comments, I'm sure you guys are going to agree in some of those points that I just put there. But I'm not going to buy from Japan again. I don't think I can. I bought quite a few cards from there, mainly raw singles. The cheaper stuff that I've bought has almost always not came in the condition that the pictures were. Like they've like hidden it with the angle that they've done or whatever. Like the condition. I've had pretty much everything has been PSA 4 and 5 quality, and on the pictures it looks like a 9. So I've not had good experience. The only stuff I have had that's been good has been stuff that from Japan that hasn't been an actual Pokemon card, like weird niche things that like Pokemon related, but not an actual from the set, and a little bit more expensive. That's the only stuff that have been like really good condition. Like I actually got what I asked for. So I don't think when I said I won't buy from Japan, what I meant was I won't buy like set cards and promos and stuff from there anymore. I don't think. Same situation. Like I've lost trust in them. I just don't think they're great sellers, honestly.
Yeah, and it seems true. Like most of the time, I'm looking at a Japanese seller. Most of the feedback is below 100% for sure. Right. I don't think I've ever seen somebody needs to put the username down below so I can go see 100% Japanese feedback seller. They gotta exist, I'm sure, but seems most of the ones dealing Pokemon are canceling orders when they need to make that extra buck. You ain't gonna like. Are you gonna be okay with me when I cancel the order when the price halves in the matter of a week? Like, what are we doing, guys? Like, it's just not a good selling technique. And if you're just that out of touch with what you're selling, just probably shouldn't be selling it to start. Like, why would I don't know? It's like I don't want to go buy them now because are they just going to cancel it again? Like, what are we doing? I don't want to put my money on hold for another 5 effing days.
Yeah, well, there's that too. Yeah, I mean, you've lost that liquidity in the financial capital or whatever. You know, that being tied up with someone else because they had it, they got paid out for that time.
Yeah, it was 5 days, and they didn't ship it. And so about to take their ass to small claims court. No.
Yeah, hell yeah. No honor. There's no honor there, right? Like if
it's a place
gonna do something.
It's a place all about honor, but when it comes to online selling, bro, they're just out the window. Tell you, interesting, very interesting.
Disappointing, that's for sure. I got like a bit of taste in my mouth. So what you just said didn't surprise me. Honestly, I'm not shocked at that happening. Which that's sad. So, like I'm not shocked by it because not like stuff normally does shock me when it's pretty bad and stuff. But that I'm not surprised at all based on my own experiences. I've had a few rough ones. I had one that looked. This card looked absolutely immaculate. I was like, "There's no way this isn't a 10." And I would probably, if I was pre-grading, I'd probably pre-grade it a 3 or a 4. I mean, it was that bad. It was pretty jacked up. Yeah, they just finangled it with the lights or something somehow. It just looks really clean on a picture. Yeah, it's crazy. I do think what's also really interesting at the moment with Japan is, which I know you noted on here, but just the market being a little crazy right now. Some of the prices, especially for like the brand new stuff, like Owner and stuff. There's a few cards in Scarlet and Violet generation that are pretty hot at the moment, going pretty nuts. What's your thoughts on that? Is that something you've been tempted to get involved in outside of Unagawa?
No, it's I don't know. The price of just Japanese boxes are insane. you know what, 5 cards a freaking pack, and the boxes cost just as much as English. Like, it makes no sense. Well, at least you get cards that are gradable out of those boxes, unlike the English one counterparts. They're probably better chance at a positive EV for grading versus the English dog crap we get that goes through freaking lawnmowers. But I don't know. I it's freaking insane. It's insane what's going on over there for their cards. And like looking at a person like Opossum Bud who has all these Japanese cards could probably make a freaking mint selling now. Like like this is like ultimate bubble. Like if it's gonna go keep going up, this is insane. For that market, it's gonna spill over to English. Probably some it already has a little bit for some of the waifu cards. But there are some that are not getting affected quite yet, but they're eating up the Japanese cards first. And when those get out of reach, people are like, hey, these are the same arts. Same exact thing we did when modern Pokemon for English was way too expensive. We're like, hey, let's go get the Japanese ones. It's a lot cheaper. And it just completely 180'd. And it's crazy it's weird being on this side of the pond and seeing all the madness going on over there for all the cards. And I saw, like, going back to Unagawas, I saw a video of all these people in the Pokemon Center just going ape shit over these promos in these bins, and it was like Black Friday in 2012. It was insane. I can't fathom. I wish I had a bunch of Japanese Pokemon cards. I don't have a whole lot.
Can you imagine if 20 years ago someone told you that a trainer was going to be the most expensive card in a set?
No. Yeah, it's crazy.
What the hell are you talking? What are you smoking, bro? What are you talking about? And now you just touched right there, waifus, right?
Yeah.
I mean, trainers are like, that's the thing right now.
And I don't know if you watch it. Opossum Bud released a video the day of this recording, May 30th. And standard hollow waifus are growing in price. So, like a standard hollow, you get maybe 2 per box. It's like $80 if it's got a lily on it. $80. So some of these is getting deep. It's getting deep. It's getting
it's that like, okay, I can't afford that. What do I move to? Okay, now I can't afford that. What do I move to? Okay, now I can't afford that. It's like trickling down all the way. And like, where is the value? Where is the actual good card, like, that they actually want? Because I feel like somewhere it's getting a bit lost about what it actually is, and it's more about the concept of it and the context behind why they're buying it. Like,
should we be buying 1996 to 2002 Japanese Pokemon cards right now? Is this the time? They're going to see their increase here finally towards the end of this bubble? Is it going to trickle down all the way down 25 years?
Professor Oak to the moon. We've got to bring it all the way back to Oak, right? I don't know.
Dad bods for the win.
I do remember. Yeah, I do remember. You know, I don't know, Erica's Venusaur and Blaine's Charizard, like some of those older ones from Rocket, like they were fun and like people loved them, and they were almost like training gallery, I guess you could call it. Like, you know, it's the trainer with their Pokemon. It's always been a thing, but they've never been specifically bought because of the trainer that's on it. It's more the concept of like what it was. It was more raw to like what it actually is, you know, and now it's what I'm trying to buy to get whatever's on it, you know, to get Lily that's on it or get whoever, you know, like that example that Opossum talked about. It just feels desperate at this point. It doesn't feel organic at all. It's very, very odd situation. It makes me want to go through my cards and figure out what I've got that's like mildly interesting and like price it out, because I feel like things are very unbelievable at the moment. Like you're talking about the hype and just generally the craziness, and even like with holo cards and stuff, it's hard to fathom. It's a little crazy.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
for a lot of people. I'm sure a lot of people are making money this week.
Yeah, and obviously it's trickled down into the tag team set, which is stonk dog into the moon, as you would call it.
Sun and Moon cards. I mean, yeah, there's some nice tag team cards, right? There's some really nice ones, but
yeah, there is. There's some beauties.
mm,
It's not an alt art, I don't think, but it still looks cool. It's got a Raichu on it.
it is cool. I was joking. No, I do
Okay.
I do like Raichu. Raichu's cute. It is fun. It's like you sent me a Gengar Mimikyu, I think it was the
Yeah, I'm gonna
Japanese
need that
one.
back. Yeah, I'm gonna
Hell
need
no.
that. I'm gonna need that back.
No, that's in my binder. That's in my BFF binder.
Yeah, somebody sent it to me for that Christmas giveaway, and I was like, "This has got to be for Oak." So that was a fucking mistake there.
I love it. Now, well, I don't know. I don't think that's like a. I think that's one of the fancy ones. I think it's like just one of the regular tag team ones.
It's still expensive, but yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. This is a thing. Like, there's a lot of people right now that are really focused on what is going to be expensive, what is going to be worth money, what is going to be gradable, like all that kind of stuff. And some of the cards, like there's so many of them, like it's just odd. And that I really hope I win Spicy Comment this week, because that really ties into that a lot. Really ties in with it. So feel free to do the thumbs up this week, guys, because I really want to talk about it.
Another episode of Oak's Corner next week, possibly.
That's funny.
I'm just here for the ride.
It tickles me. That's a good one. So what do you think's next? I know you asking that. What do you think's next? What do you think's what's like even further down the snowball?
Yeah, I don't think it's stopping anytime soon based on the first Japanese mass promo like this released in a while and seeing what happened. All systems are a go. Like, I wonder if they got a print facility coming on board soon. If not, good night. It's going to be a wild ride. I think it's, like I said, I think it's going to keep trickling down. I wonder if there's big mainstream Japanese content creators. I know there's some English content creators that do talk about cards and stuff like that, where they're undervalued or whatever. I don't even know, but I feel like they don't have a huge influence on Japanese prices over there. So I feel like there's got to be something helping run this train a little bit, but I don't know.
I haven't thought about that, actually. I haven't dived into any like recent Japanese videos centered around these kind of cards.
Yeah, because it's one of those. There's YouTube's really weird where it won't give you like different language videos unless you like search it like word for word almost. Like for me to find Spanish Mr. Beast videos, like you got to search. Like it's never gonna show up for me to watch unless I go searching for it. So, yeah, it's probably one of those things where there's probably are these Japanese speaking Pokemon content creators because they have YouTube, helping this grow.
Great to search for new Japanese sets.
Yeah,
come out. Absolutely brilliant, because you don't need to hear about it. You just want to see them. Like you want to see what's in the set and take a look what's good. What do they pause on and spend a lot of time on talking about? I don't have no idea what they're saying, but that stuff is like really good when they're fresh out the gate, because they do get them before us. before it hits US market. So, excuse me, get a bit of a sneak peek there. But yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a bit of a no-brainer. Like there has to be some, thinking about it now, there has to be some chatter and stuff going around, people flashing prices on screen. Like how else would they know that like tag teams and lilies and stuff are the hottest thing to go for right now? There has to be some communication out there to feed the gasoline on the fire of the FOMO.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But I think also it's probably a lot of word of mouth. Like, hey, John, this new Japanese promo is coming out. You probably need to jump on this because it's going to double in price in a matter of 3 days.
Yeah.
If you sold a bunch of them, you probably want to cancel them and triple the price and then relist them for right in front of the dude's face. But yeah, it's not going to be stopping.
What's their version of Discord? Are they using WhatsApp or they must have some? What's their like chat app? Because Discord's mostly US, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it's probably WhatsApp or
Yahoo chat. I don't know.
Yeah, probably another Yahoo chat. Yeah,
someone educate me. I don't know. I feel like there has to be some
AOL
chatter.
Messenger.
Yeah, like you're saying, there's got to be. You're right. There's got to be some chatter. Maybe some videos. Maybe just sellers putting price up, and then that makes people think, oh, this stuff's hot right now. Like there's probably some manipulation on that side of stuff as well, driving the buyer's thoughts.
It's probably Yahoo Tube.
Yeah, YouTube. I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm in for stocks. Let's go.
Yeah, but yeah, what about you, man? What do you think? You think what could be next? Anything?
Guessing? Honestly, I kind of feel like there's got to be a moment soon where they step out of cards and maybe like old Pokemon magazines, or I mean, I guess we're kind of actually seeing it, thinking about it, as I'm saying it, the Squishmallows, like absolutely insane right now. Everybody's chasing the Squishmallow Pikachu's and Gengars and Snorlaxes and stuff, like absolutely massive. I feel like there's going to be a little bit of like, okay, I've got a lot of the cards that I want because I've been in that hype for the past 2 or 3 years. I can't afford this new one in the new set, or I just got it, or I just open it, or whatever. Like, what else can I feed this hunger with? Maybe stuff outside of cards. I don't know. Maybe they'll do some stickers again. I mean, I just sold a modern sticker for $80 yesterday. Like, people are buying stuff outside of cards. Like, because it had a Pikachu on it. I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe it's a little bit out of it in terms of cards, set cards, promo cards, whatever. I do think the waifu thing's right that you touched on earlier. I think that's a really hot topic right now. Is the trainers, more specifically the girls. It seems to be, and Pokemon's feeding that too. I mean, they're throwing them out in every set. They're giving whole tarts. They're giving a lot of attention there. Multiple of them seems to be focusing that way. Obsidian Flame coming out soon in August. Charizard set.
Dragonite.
Pardon the pun, but it's going to be a hot set. Like, it's going to be a real hot set. That I think everyone knows that just by seeing a Charmander on the front of the box. Like, you just know this is going to be a hot set. Might put a bit of damper of excitement on Paldea Evolved because that's not even out yet, and we already know that there's a massive Charizard set coming with, like you just said, some pretty big people, pretty big Pokemon in there. So there's also that. I don't know. There's a few different ways it could go. I did not expect like people to start chasing hollow lilies at all.
What do you think the price is of a PSA 10 Misty's Tears? Like the band
$60?
art.
I don't know. $60, $80? Am I
Last
crazy?
solds are 400
Oh. Yeah, no. I must be thinking raw.
at
Yeah.
auction. For auctioning $400. Yeah.
Has it
It
gone
seems
up?
high.
Is that
Yeah.
why you're saying it?
Yeah, I think it has some for sure in the last 2 months. Because I was selling PSA 9s for $50. I feel like, I don't know, it seems exponential, but it makes sense though. I was going back to, I was just thinking like, oh, the Misty, obviously, like it's the original, the waifu card. I'd be curious to see if that's done similar things like the one from Gym Heroes. I haven't looked yet, but I'm curious. It probably has a little bit on some type of a creep. Oh, pun
Yeah, I mean,
intended.
it may be a case of going back time wise, but it may just be a case of going, what else for
Yeah,
this specific trainer, or what else for this type of trainer card, or whatever that it might hit. I mean, they might just start selling every Lily card, going crazy, every Marnie card, every whatever like people are into, just chasing all that kind of stuff. Skylar, I know Skylar's got a massive fan base because they like make her look mature, I guess you could say. Like, there's definitely a lot of fans there, so might just be a case of chasing the actual trainers cards. I mean, Pikachu's huge. Gengar has got a big following. Obviously Charizard, but Charizard's always hot.
oh yeah. And speaking of hot Pokemon, 9.7 billion cards printed in a year, March to March or so, I believe it was, from 2022 to 2023. A 700 million increase. No, 70. I don't know. It went from 9 billion to 9.7 billion. So a 0.7 billion increase. Which yeah, should be 700 million. So which is insane. That's a lot of freaking cards. And just to think, 2 years ago, 3.7 billion. So we did not. It's crazy to go from 3.7 to 9 billion to 9.7. And I feel like we're peaking. What do you think? Do you think it could go higher?
Yeah. I don't know if I have an odd time with that number because I feel like they didn't print that much last year.
I think it's Japanese and it's everything. It's not just TCG, I don't believe, right?
I don't think
I think it's everything.
because they bought Millennium was last year, right? That wasn't the year before.
But
I
what?
don't think when they bought Millennium.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
I think it was last year.
Yeah, I think it was early last year, March, February-ish or something like that.
And I remember us not really getting much for a while. And then I remember like each set had some stuff, but then we were still looking for like reprints of stuff. And like people were always asking about reprints all the time. I don't feel like they printed that much.
It was
I
all in
don't
the
know.
Charizard UPCs.
Maybe so. This is the thing. I feel like they've made it up in other areas, maybe UPCs, promos, other languages. Like I
Yeah,
feel like
not booster boxes.
I don't feel like that gives a fair perspective on English booster boxes. I really don't think that
Yeah,
it's like a strong indicator of there's been more English set packs printed. I don't think that number equals that.
yeah. I
Honestly,
just look at the Targets and the WalMarts, and compared to the year prior, there's 20x the amount of stuff on the shelves there available now. I'm sure there's still a lot of Pokemon Go things on the shelves, but there's still tons of stuff on the shelves. So they're definitely printing more. A little bit more, less is being consumed for sure. But yeah, the booster boxes seem to probably be the same as the year prior, if not a little less. Like you said, like they're hyper focused on some of the promos and stuff like that. I don't know why, but it seems they probably make the least profit off of booster boxes. I would guess you're getting the most bang for your buck pack wise. But it's also probably the cheapest packaging that they produce. Really weird.
Yeah, and all that shipping, if they were going to sell blister packs and stuff, like it's got to be so much cheaper to package and ship, just throw everything all in one box and send it. I don't know. It seems like so much. I just feel like it's not that different to the year before. Even that, which is, it's almost 10% growth. Like, it's a lot, but it's not that much for us. I don't think it's gone up that much for us, honestly.
Yeah.
It's cool to talk about, though. It's cool to think about. I do think that other countries have got a little bit more active recently as well. I think there is some other stuff going on with other languages. I mean, I saw a picture. I don't remember if it was my Discord or not. Somewhere yesterday, someone posted, and there was pictures of pallets, and they were like Norwegian. They were in like Norway or something. There was like pallets of boxes, and I was like, okay, it's just like everywhere, like literally anywhere in the world, kids want Pokemon cards. Anyway.
Yeah, it's I think 9.7 is probably, I don't see it increasing much next year. Not because they're not wanting to print or stuff like that. They're probably limited to capacity. I know in the US they're at capacity, at least Millennium Print Group, they're already running 24/7. So you can't increase capacity unless you add on to the building, buy another print company, or source another company to start printing more for you, which could be done. Maybe they'll probably make better product than Millennium, because Millennium looks like dog shit. But yeah, it's 10% a lot. 700 million is an F ton of cards. Absolute F ton. Comparing it to, I was trying to do quick math in my head, like how many MetaZoo cards. You're talking 25,000 booster boxes. I got to do the quick math now on that. I'm really curious. That's one set. So that's probably going.
I just did a bit of quick math, and I worked out about 308 cards a second were printed last year. If they printed 9.7 billion, every second it was 308 cards.
That's absurd.
Almost I mean, that's basically a booster box, right?
Yeah.
An English booster box. 308 cards a second, every second for the entire year, nonstop.
Between all the manufacturing locations, but yeah, it's still insane.
Every single second, a booster box. That's a lot of seconds. There's 31.5 million seconds in a year, which means they roughly printed 31.5 million booster boxes last year. If you want to do it like that, like obviously
lump it all together.
Not that close. Probably more like 31, but like 31 million if they just threw it all together in terms of the amount. Like, just to give some conceptualization there, that's a lot of Pokemon cards. That is insane. And quote me if I'm wrong there, guys. Like, if I did the math wrong, but that's very hard to fathom, the fact that there's that many out there. And I think, again, that really ties into my spicy topic. I think there's a lot that goes into where those cards going, because there ain't 31 million booster boxes worth of stuff listed on eBay right now. That's for sure.
Yeah, I just did the quick MetaZoo math. Based on is roughly 10 million cards per booster box. If they do 25,000 boxes per set, 4 sets per year, you're looking at, I don't know, roughly 396 million or 39 million. I'm looking at roughly 0.0 or 0.4% of what Pokemon produced. 0.4,
Wow.
not 4, 0.4% is like the comparable. How many cards are printed? Ballpark. That's
I
pretty
would love
wild.
to know. I would love to know at that 9.7 billion, how many sat distro still
Yeah, I'd be curious.
from
Like how much is
from
yet to be?
2022 print?
Yeah, yep. I'm sure they got that number, but that we'll never know. Ever.
It's cool. It's cool talking about it and thinking about it though. It is. It really is. I mean, I don't think I could count to 9.7 billion. I think I'd probably die by the time I got even remotely close to it. It'd take forever. I mean, by my calculations, it'd take me 308 years to count to 9.7 billion. If I'm doing that math right in my head. Just a lot of
Yeah,
Pokemon
some of
cards.
those numbers are going to take you 40 seconds to say.
Yeah, I very very good critical thinking there. It's going to take a very long time to count that high. Yeah, minus the medical fees from your throat being jacked up from talking so much. But yeah, I don't know. It's cool. There's so many different cards in there too. There's so many different things all over. Japan does way more stuff than we get. Way more. I mean, they're not getting Charizard UPC damaged cards like printed to the moon. Like they're getting really special promos with
Yeah,
Pikachu's on, not Crunkle Doors and Duraludons and stuff. They're getting like actual nice promos with beautiful artworks and stuff. So I'd like for us to take a pinch out of their book and share some of that $9.7 billion, 9.7 billion cards printed, share a little bit of that printing with some special stuff for us, pump
right.
up that a little bit. But I guess we'll see. We'll see what they do.
Yeah, we got Charizard special delivery. That's all we're getting.
I like that one. I thought it was cool. I like the Bidoof more. The Bidoof was pretty cool. eBay authenticity dollar value. There was some back and forth in the Discord a week or so ago, debating on how you hit it, the criteria for when you're selling, buying, and that kind of stuff. I had one listed in that range, accepted an offer below that range. So I just want to talk about what happened. So essentially, I think I had one listed at like $269 giggity, and someone sent me an offer for 200. The eBay authenticity is at 250. So before I accepted, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna hit authenticity. I don't know like what's gonna happen here. It's my first time where one's been in that border range. Like most of the stuff I sell is below that, but the few that I have sold that have been higher, like clearly,
Yeah,
like they've been way higher, like not even close. So it's the first time I've been in that kind of range where it was possible to get it, not get it, that kind of thing. So the listing said eBay authenticity because of the price that I set at, but I got the offer below at 200. When I accepted, it had me ship it to eBay. So that made me think, what if I accepted at 190? What if I accepted at 120? What if I accepted at $10? I don't know. I'd like to know what you guys think, but I do know that they accepted 20% below their threshold and they still paid for authenticity program and shipped it out to the guy. So just wanted to throw that out there for people that were unsure. I know there was a little bit of a lack of clarity for people in the Discord going back and forth. We weren't really sure what was happening, and then I clicked it and I was like, well, I guess that's it. As long as it's listed above the 250, whatever you accept, it seems to be, will still go there. They'll still eat it and make sure that it's safe.
Do you think they would for a $10 card acceptance? Like if you list for 300, accept $10?
I think we should test it.
We think we should. We'll do the science for you guys and we'll report back.
I think we should. Like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it this week. We'll do it legit. You know, we'll put a card up and you buy it and I'll ship it to you. Like, we'll do it as a legit sale or whatever, you know, $10. But I think it's worth it because where is the threat? Like, is it 200? Is it 20%? Is it a percentage? Is it a dollar amount? I don't know. But the fact that they accepted it and took it at 200 and paid for their shipping and that person to authenticate and stuff, I don't know. It seems odd to me.
I think I'm gonna do the listing, and I'll like pay you back or whatever. But I'm gonna do like a damaged like shadowless Diglett raw card.
No, it's gonna be graded, right?
No, it doesn't got to be graded. I don't think. Oh, maybe it does. I have one still. I still have like a CGC 6, but it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. The guy's gonna get it. He's gonna be like, "What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing?"
Let's do it. Let's do one to each other at 2 different prices. We'll do it. We'll test it for you guys, and we'll report back. I think it's good. Honestly, I know it slows people down, but like, you're really in that much of a rush to buy something from eBay Authenticity. Excuse me. I don't know. I guess like if you really need it or if you want to get it to an event or something, but it just seems like most people that are buying that kind of stuff, it's probably PC or something you could wait a couple extra days. Honestly, that card like really only got delayed by like 2 days. Like they moved it pretty quick and delivered it back to that other guy pretty quick. It was authenticated in 1 day. So
just thinking about this, I'd be really curious. I almost want to try it now on make a separate eBay or something. Just have list every single card, even though every card's gonna be below $1,000 in value. Just every single listing is gonna be $1,000 or best offer. And inside of my listing, it's just going to say offer. In the description, it's just going to say offer. And then every card, I wonder if every single effing card I sell would get authenticated. Even if so we're going to do this test. It's going to be really interesting to see because then I might even do that. That'd be pretty, I'm really curious how that would work. If I'd get any good offers or people would catch on eventually.
Get a free eBay display box.
And what I'm saying, like I'm going to be listing all these things for $1,000. So when I list this $40 card for $1,000, it's going to be when they filter high to low, I'm going to be right at the top. So it might be a play. Scamming. You get a free eBay authenticity guarantee. You get to the top of the friggin' search results when they filter high to low. Yikes. No. Usually scroll right past it though because it's too high, and why would I ever offer on somebody who's 40x the price? But if you establish a buyer base and they know what your show in town is, everything's listed at 1,000. Make a guy the offer, and he'll sell it to you.
Bingo. But I mean, the reason I want to say it was honestly like it doesn't have to sell at 250. Is the root of it because that's just sold at 200 and it went through it. So even though they see 250 and it doesn't automatically add in, I could have listed it at 249 and it wouldn't. Even if it sold at 249, it wouldn't have hit eBay Authenticity. So there's a little confusing. I don't understand the logic. I guess like what's the logic with that? Whether it's computer logic or business logic, whatever. Like something's awry. But yeah, we'll dig into it a bit further, I guess. So I think that'd be funny.
Yeah, you would think it would just be whatever the person paid, $250. If it was $240, it doesn't meet threshold. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's wonky for sure. That's for sure. So wanted to talk because it's always one of the most popular things in the world to talk about investing in collectibles and stuff like that. actively investing, speculating what we're doing, and it's kind of been a while, I feel like, since we've really talked about it. Are you, Professor Oak, investing? Are you speculating in Pokemon? Are you just collector boying right now? What is Professor Oak doing in the Pokemon game or collectible game?
Yeah, I got some modern stuff. I'm looking up on my shelves now. I got some modern stuff. Pokemon Center exclusive ETBs. Some random sealed things, some celebration stuff. I got a couple of things listed, a couple of things tucked away, like just kind of all over the place with modern. Older stuff, most of my older stuff from like before the past 3-4 years that's sealed is mostly Japanese, actually. I actually have a little bit of Japanese sealed stuff saved just because I feel like the prices are like pretty good, really, for what they are, especially promo stuff. Because at the moment, everyone's chasing current Japanese promos, but there's actually some really nice sealed. Like there's a pack that I bought a bunch of, and I think I paid like $12 a box, and it has like every single one has a guaranteed Pikachu in it, and everyone I've sent to PSA has hit a 10, and I've sold way more than the $3 that it cost me. So there's definitely some plays there if you guys dig around in sealed Japanese stuff. It's fun too. Like they got fun artworks, and you touched on it. Like a lot of it's really good quality. You know, there's pretty good quality there, so you don't feel as risky, I guess. I don't know. And nothing too crazy. What about you? I know you've bought a few cases of, was it Lost Origin?
Yeah, and you never answer the question. Are you speculating? Are you investing? What do you consider it?
That stuff. I'm doing
Being
it
a
like a little.
degenerate?
I'm doing a bit of everything though, because I'm like buying stuff for me. I've got raw stuff for sale. I've got raw stuff I'm buying. Sealed stuff that's modern I'm buying, selling. Older stuff, Japanese stuff. I've got Chinese boxes. I mean, I'm just all over the place. I'm like a gumball machine. My head's just a gumball machine. You never know what color is going to come out when you throw the quarter in it. There's just too many things happening. It's just crazy.
Yep.
So not. I guess what my answer is I'm not specifically doing one thing and like targeting it. Like I'm not. I've just got things sprawled all over the place, just trying a million different things, which I'm hoping may help gear me towards something that I should probably spend more time and have a more narrow channel, maybe more focusing. But at the moment, doing like okay quite a few different things and not fantastically amazing at any one particular thing just yet that I've figured out anyway. Did that answer your question better?
Yeah. Yep. 100%. Yeah. So I am invested. I feel like into the hobby.
Yep.
Video games, Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Not. I wouldn't even consider it speculating. I bought things and put them away, not hoping and planning that my thought is the price will go up and then I will liquidate when I'm happy with the amount of returns. In my mind, that's investing. I don't know how you could call it anything else besides that. It being cardboard doesn't make it not an investment. I dropped my money into it and it's gone. And now I'm hoping the thing I bought goes up in time. So, yeah, I don't know how it gets any more cut and dry than that. And it's weird calling it that because it's Pokemon. Oh, it's a children's card game. What are you doing? It's can't invest into a children's card game when the stuff costs this much money. It was a lot of money that I had spent on like Lost Origin boxes and just a bunch of different things. And it's it's cool. I know this stuff a lot more than I know stocks and a whole bunch of other stuff, I felt way more comfortable with me putting my money where I did, in seeing returns. I'm like, would I rather put it and buy Spirit Airlines stock, or should I buy this stock? I look at the trends and I'm like, it's volatile, just like freaking trading cards, collectibles. But because I've dedicated so many hours to this collecting hobby, Pokemon, and watching so many trends, I didn't do this for stocks. So I know a lot of different things. Obviously, I know how things are going and how things are going to be going to a certain point. Different things, like I knew buying the Unagaba Pikachu, the EV promos at whatever it was, $10 a pack was like good night, awesome deal. I'm not going to lose money. Like there's certain things where you could pull the trigger and you're like, yeah, I'm confident. I know this is going to go up. Of course, you can get slapped. I don't make plays on every modern product ever to come out. Like it's limited. It's calculated, and I don't know. I think it's what I know. I don't, like I said, I don't spend the time listening to stock podcasts because I would fall the f asleep. I don't. All my time is not all my time, but while I'm sitting at work 9 to 5, I can listen to different things going on in the markets. It doesn't put me asleep because it was part of my childhood, and it's cool hearing new things because things are actively changing. Oh, Spirit stock went down today because of TikTok of this lady opened the door on the airplane mid-flight, and the 9 people were hospitalized because she's an idiot. So I'm good. I don't need that messing with my money. Like seriously, um, it's crazy. So just stick with what you know. Obviously, I'm not telling people to invest money into Pokemon. Do what you know and are the most educated on. What you're the most confident in, and you'll probably do all right. Obviously, and I have friends, family, like how'd you do this, or why would you do this? So I'm ingrained. Like I'm not gonna tell you. I have like, hey, Charizard promos are out. You Pokemon Center, go drop $20. You'll get one. You're welcome. Call me later when you get it. Like there's stupid stuff like that. I can tell them, like my friends that are not in Pokemon, is like, hey, if you want an extra $100, go do this. But it's not something like I'm not gonna go tell my buddy, hey, go drop $5 on Lost Origin when it's $90 a box. Like it's it's not a thing. So it's a lot of speculation in the, like when you do it, like I'm speculating like it, but when I drop the money, like I'm invested. um that's kind of the way I'm looking at it, and I'm obviously I'm deep into the game here.
What about Obsidian Flame?
Haven't seen the cards. That's a huge thing for me. So when I first bought my Lost Origin, it was with plans of selling it and flipping it into the new hot set that I think is going to be the next another banger.
I think this is it.
Yeah, even Pokemon 151, I haven't even seen Secret Rares yet. So Obsidian Flames is coming out after 151. So it's going to be a while till I see Secret Rares. And one of those two sets, I feel like it's going to be a back-to-back bangers for sure. I think the pack arts are Tyranitar, Dragonite, Charizard. So you're doing something right. So it'll be interesting what the secret rares are. I think it's a huge pull for the sets and the future, of wanting to rip them on channels and them being ripped on whatnot and all that stuff. So there's got to be some value in it for sure. TBD.
I think there's quite a few sets where you can measure the success on like how many cards they have that sell over like $40 or $50. Like not necessarily like how high, but how many are over. Like, I'm thinking of Miriam, in this set that just came out, Scarlet Violet, and I sold mine. I mean, it was pretty clean. I think I sold it for like $65. It was like that kind of range, and like that was the card. But that's like really it. Like there really wasn't that much else that was like that crazy exciting that people are like going nuts for, throwing big money at. This Obsidian set that's coming out, I feel like there's going to be a lot of cards, maybe not crazy high, but a lot of cards, like more volume of them over that $40-50 threshold. And I think that for me is where I've seen sets more indicative of success and more. I mean, Evolutions was a not Evolutions, Evolving Skies, sorry, was a classic example of that. I remember opening the Glaceon where he's on the little skating rink, that pretty Glaceon card, and selling that for like $55 or something, and within like 3 minutes, like of listing it just sold instantly. Yeah. And I remember there being quite a few cards in that set above that range, and that set's been hot ever since. Like it's just been nonstop heat. I feel like this next one is going to be very similar in that sense. Like you got more chance of hitting a good, decent card because there's going to be a lot more demand, a lot more people chasing those good cards. That's my thoughts, but we'll see. A couple of months' time.
Yeah, like I said, I need to see secret rares and pull rates too. I need to see what the pull rates are for even the new Paldea Evolved as compared to the regular Scarlet Violet base. Because Scarlet Violet base definitely was a pullback from what we were seeing at the end of Sword and Shield. So I'll be curious to see if they go back to some of these ultra rare, crazy secrets, or we'll see.
Rudy just said that Paldea. I think he said it today. I think he was mentioning the print run is like a quarter of what Scarlet and Violet base was. Yep. That's got to play an active part in the price and the ability to get a hold of some of those cards. But it's still like you need interest baked into that. It has to be a card that's special and people really want. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I know the Iono card that everyone's stonk dogging on is awesome. And it also is probably the most playable card to come to Pokemon in a long time. Since N, like the card that it used to be used. Same effect, basically, similar. Instead of shuffling into the deck, you're shuffling on the bottom of the deck, which is nice. It'll save time in the games. Because it'll be basically 3 or 4 of in almost every deck. So it's a huge card. So it'll be really popular.
Mason just said with that card, he watched like 1,000 packs being opened and saw like 3 or 4. One of them that he pulled was an Iono. But there was one card, I forgot what he said it was called, but it was like, I didn't even see it. So it's like, it's not the rarest in that small subset anyway. It's not necessarily the rarest, but like, it's probably going to be the most expensive, the alt art one, just because of the demand. I mean, it comes down to it. Like, it's not all just rarity, how difficult it is. Yeah, I don't know. There's some cards that I look at and I'm like, this should be a really expensive card, and it just isn't. It's very interesting. So we'll see.
Yeah. So what's going on with you, man? What's going on with Professor Oak?
Oak, we have an announcement. We have a little bit of a rebrand coming.
A rebrand?
Something in the pipeline. Not crazily, just a simple couple of little tweaks on the YouTube and the Discord. A couple of little bits happening there. So news alert. And then obviously the new office I'm setting up next week. Don't know if it'll be in time to record unless we record Tuesday night next week.
Might happen again. We'll see.
I'm probably setting it up on Tuesday, so hopefully we can get everything rock and rolling then, and so we can record. This might be the last episode in this house as we move to the bigger one. Damn. It's quite a bit bigger, so I should be in a pretty good spot and have some nice shelving and some other areas, some things that I need, a little packaging area, and just better organization and stuff. So I'm excited for that. PSA, I have a few cards that just came back that were nice. I'm probably going to feature them in a video with the one that's on its way back. That's a nice big hit, and then a bigger bulk submission that should be back in. I mean, it just hit grading, so I'd say it's probably a month or so away. Still a few weeks away from coming back. So that'd be fun. I'm debating doing a couple of submissions to BGS, maybe picking out some nice stuff and sending it just to see what they hit. I haven't submitted to BGS directly yet, so I think that'd be fun. And then I've been checking. I'm pretty eager to see CGC announce some changes that we thought would come in soon. So I'm still on the edge of my seat to see what happens with that, what things we can optimize from that change pretty quickly, what things we should be gearing up for. My brain's been rattling around with that stuff. But what about you? What's been going on with you?
Well, taking applications down below for a new podcast co-host since he's rebranding.
Hello.
That's good. That's good. No, so it's a bunch of stuff going on. So obviously I'm still in school, so that's been eating a lot of my time, taken from my regular YouTube channel. Posting videos whenever I get a chance, and that's the way it's gonna be. But I'm gonna be doing a WADA submission. Well, taking my WADA graded games and sending them all to CGC. I've been talking about it here and there, but have them here ready to go. Just need to log them into the CGC website, put them into the box on the other side of me, and ship them to hopefully all get reholdered into CGC slabs. Reason I'm doing that
crossover style.
Crossover. That's it. Yep. So CGC's website, where they will give you the same grade or a higher grade. They won't cross it into something lower, which is
they
really
said
nice.
That.
Yeah, on their website. Yep.
So that's not like an option you choose. Like that's
Correct.
literally
that's it. So it's obviously a huge pull to get people to do it. The reason I'm doing it is because I've always used WADA. That was my go-to in the beginning. I had issues with them announcing their new slabs and not giving people a good, like, cheap option to reholder at all. You got cookies?
Don't say I don't freaking love you.
Damn, look at you. Get jealous.
She's so wonderful.
No milk, bro?
No, you got
Jeez.
water.
Thank you. That's a lot of freaking cookies for me. That's like that's like a freaking 12-pack. Jesus,
we're bouncing tonight.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to get some milk after this ASAP. But yeah. So sending all those to get reholdered into CGC had issues because they did not give me a cheap option to reholder into their new slab. I think it's $5 more a game for me to go to CGC. I was like, sure, I'll just do that and make all of my freaking slabs look the same. Why would I give WADA more money to grade my game a second time? Just doesn't feel great. I feel like I really wanted them to. I would love to have all my slabs games and new slabs. That'd be freaking dope. They look good, but goodbye. You're dusted. I did about $20,000 in sales in May this year, which is my highest ever on eBay for sure.
Amazing.
In the peak, I'd had some private sales that wasn't all done through eBay, so I definitely exceeded that. But it's been really good. It was a really good month. It was a lot of higher end items. Most of my stuff is about $100 or higher though on my eBay. It's not a whole lot under 100. If it is, it's like onesie twosie Yu-Gi-Oh cards. But yeah, it's been a really good month, and looking forward to continuing the degeneracy in selling into this. As I promised myself, I was like, all right, I'm going to sell stuff this year. And here we are. We're doing good in May. So definitely the highest month so far. And I don't know if it'll go up from there, but we're going to keep trucking along and hopefully have a pretty good year at the end of the year. So looking forward to that. I'm still actively buying and selling. Nothing's really changed outside of my school and that affecting me probably uploading to the regular YouTube channel. That's kind of the only thing taking somewhat of a hit, I'd say, but everything else is still going. I've probably been listing more on eBay now that I have in the past 3 months. Now that school started, I don't know why. I find myself sitting here. I have this stack of slabs. I'll just list the 5 of them or 6 of them. It's getting easier for me to do it. I stack them to where I can just copy listings and just change titles because they're from the same set or something like that. So make it easier on myself. So that's been really good. And then my kids have a Pokemon themed birthday party, first time ever this Friday, which would be pretty cool. So they'll be 3 and 5, and my son absolutely loves Bulbasaur, Pikachu, Squirtle. Same with my daughter. We've only opened Pokemon a few times together, not many, probably 3, and they absolutely love it. So we're going to be watching Detective Pikachu, rented out the theater, which was like $300 to rent out the entire theater.
No way.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome, and it's like an old historic theater in downtown here.
That's
So got the
awesome.
whole theater for a little over $300. Bring our own pizza. Like it's a freaking steal. It's a cheap birthday party, and it's covering both kids, which is the main reason we did it, which is awesome. And we get an hour after or before to open presents and do cake. It's awesome. So we got a bunch of it'll be a zoo. There's gonna be tons of like 2-year-olds in there probably just running around, but who cares? We got the whole place. Not gonna be upsetting people because we're all there to have fun and watch Detective Pikachu. So it'll be cool.
I want to go. That sounds awesome.
Come on up.
Yeah, seriously, that sounds brilliant. That does sound fun. It's funny what you're saying. They're good.
Oh yeah, that 10 out of 10.
Space cookies.
Yeah, it's like slightly undercooked, which is perfect.
Oh, it's a little bit chew. I love it. Yeah, it's funny what you're saying. I didn't think about it until you said specifically eBay. May wasn't my biggest ever month for sales, but it was for eBay sales. It was my biggest ever eBay month. Now that I think about it, I had a good month. I sold some stuff. Not the biggest ever. Close, definitely one of the biggest. But that is interesting. I think it's a similar thing. Like I've just invested more time in listing stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, that's really it. It's just getting stuff actually listed and doing something with it. I mean, of course, you're going to sell more, right? Putting more stuff up for sales obviously means you're going to sell more. So I'm glad to hear that you've been doing that, taking that little bit of time, chunks of time, throwing away, throwing yourself at it, chipping away at it, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
it's good. It's got to feel good, feel accomplished. Getting rid of that stuff that isn't PC or whatever, it's just kind of sitting there. You got to do something with it. So cool, some good stuff.
Yeah,
sounds like you're in a good spot. Yeah, I guess we'll see next week what changes are coming with Mr. Oak over here, and I'm excited to hear about how the birthday party went. Hopefully we can get some pictures.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely get some to share for sure.
Absolutely. For those still left listening to us rambling on, please don't forget to leave a spicy comment. Please don't forget to read the spicy comments and give a thumbs up.
I'm glad we're not ending this. So those of you that stuck around, you get to hear the ending of this. We hit 40 likes on our last effing video. Where were you a chef at?
God damn it.
You son of a bitch. You tried. I completely forgot about it until this second when you were wrapping up. We gotta end with that. Yeah, you're telling us, mother effer.
I mean, it wasn't anything crazy. Basically, I started cooking classes when I was 11 years old. I started like I was studying it. It was like my number one choice in my high school. Like when you get to choose like what class you want to do, I wanted to be a chef, so I was obsessed with it. I got the highest grades like all the time. I loved it. I went on to culinary school when I was 16. I graduated high school, went on to culinary school. I graduated culinary school when I was 17. Went on to be commis chef, chef de partie, a pastry chef, head chef. 23 years old, I was head chef of a restaurant. Fairly successful career. I trained when I was, in culinary school in a 7-course French brasserie. Basically, it was a nice fine dining place, wine appreciation classes, all the rest of it. The full Monty. Then when I came here, I ended up working. I met my wife, and I became legally able to work. I started working in restaurants and running restaurants. I ran a really big seafood restaurant for a while. I ran a fine dining place next to the opera house. Yeah, just kind of like sunk back into that theme, and then I realized I never saw my wife, so I had to get out of that. So I'm not in the kitchens anymore, but it was definitely a big passion for me. Couple of stints running bars and working nightclub, that kind of stuff, like in that industry still. Service, very fun. The people you work with is very fun, very exciting. Cooked for some pretty cool people, met a bunch of celebrities, got some cool pictures with people and stuff. It's a different life than what I have now. Now I work much more modern digital type role that I do. So yeah, hope that answers your question. Nothing
Yeah,
too
got
crazy.
one more. Who is your top 2 favorite chefs?
Ooh,
Like just well known. Pick. Somebody you looked after when you were going through grade school or whatever.
Ainsley Harriott was one. When I was a kid, he was like the TV chef. He was like the one that was on TV and was entertaining and fun, but like knew his food, very passionate, fun, exciting. He was awesome. He was definitely inspiration for me getting excited about cooking. And then probably the other chef that isn't famous necessarily, but my cooking teacher in school, in high school, she inspired me, made me want to do really good stuff and be a chef, and I ended up doing it. I achieved all the goals that I wanted to do in the industry. I won awards, literally ran awards for my food and some of my roles and stuff. So to go from being a little kid with dreams of being a chef to running a restaurant pretty young, it was fun. It was exciting. Put a lot of work in. I'm very, very passionate, hard worker, very goal driven and motivated, determined person. So she was a lot of inspiration and motivation for me to go do well, teaching me how to cook cakes and stuff, back in the day. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people would say Gordon Ramsay just because like he's probably one of the most famous, most active, but like it's a bit of a dickhead. Like it's not a great guy, right? I really respect good people, like with good hearts. So they're the kind of people that inspire me and motivate me. It's people that are good and want to do good in the world. He's done a lot of good. He's good with kids. He has done a lot of good, but it's not my cup of tea overall. I wouldn't rank him number one. That's for sure.
Very nice. Very nice. Now you can wrap it.
Wholesome ending for you there. Yeah, if you guys ever want recipe tips, ever have any cooking questions, shoot them my way. I'll be happy to help. But yeah, thanks everyone. Don't forget, spicy comment, circling back to that. Don't forget to leave it. Don't forget to thumbs up. Don't forget to reply. Past couple of weeks, you guys have been hilarious, very entertaining to read your comments and your replies and stuff. So thank you for that. Keep that going. We do have the giveaway, so don't forget.
PSA 9.
What Josh was saying about that. So jump on that. And yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for listening. Another week down.
Peace.
See ya.